Happy Friday. We can just declare it to be Friday. Yeah. I think you wish more. We all wish. Just a little, I wanted to flag a little helpful tool that our esteemed colleagues in the Security Council branch released on Friday, and it's the 2025 Highlights of Security Council Practice. The website features insights into the work of the Council in 2025, lots of data, lots of cool graphics. It looks at the meetings, other activities on the agenda item, and the work of the subsidiary bodies. A lot of data for all you Security Council aficionados. Once the tenor is starting to sing, you can't sit down. Speaking of Security Council, at 3 p.m. this afternoon, there will be a Security Council meeting on maintenance and peace and security, and that will focus on Ukraine. Our Undersecretary General for Political and Peacebuilding Affairs, Rosemary DiCarlo, will brief Council members. She is expected to underscore that the new year has brought no peace or even respite for Ukraine, but renewed fighting and devastation. Ms. DiCarlo is expected to note the recent use of the so-called Worsening missile, the second time the potentially devastating weapon has been fired at Ukraine since 2024. Also briefing will be Ramesh Rajasingham from the Department of Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. He is expected to warn Council members about the impacts of the attacks on civilians, especially the strikes that impact energy facilities, cutting off power and heating for people enduring freezing temperatures in the midst of winter in Ukraine. And on the ground, our humanitarian colleagues tell us that over the weekend and the early hours of today, several civilians were killed and injured in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, as well as the regions of Chernihiv, Donetsk, Dnipro, Kharkiv, Kherson, Kyiv, Odessa, and Zaporizhzhia. This is what local authorities are telling our colleagues on the ground. 2 health workers were reportedly injured in Chernihiv region when their ambulance came under attack while on a call in a border community. As the weather conditions deteriorate, hundreds of thousands of households were left without electricity and heating across Ukraine, leaving entire communities without electricity, heating, with overnight temperatures down to nearly minus 20 degrees centigrade. And in Kyiv, repairs are continuing to try to restore critical electricity and heating services to all those who need it. The water supply has been fully restored, while 1,000 multi-story apartment blocks have been without heating since January 9th. And parts of the city have electricity only for several hours per day. That's what the authorities are telling us. Complementing the work of utility companies and national rescuers, aid workers provided hot meals, water, and psychological support, and also deployed mobile warming centers where impacted people can warm up, charge their devices, and receive essential support. Turning to the front-line areas, on January 9th, an interagency convoy delivered medicine, hygiene, shelter, and solar lamps to Sviatohirsk community, one of the hardest hits in the Donetsk region, where humanitarian access remains limited due to the ongoing security concerns. And tomorrow, we, along with our humanitarian partners, will launch a prioritized humanitarian needs and response plan for 2026, and that plan will call for continued solidarity with the most impacted and vulnerable people in Ukraine. You will have seen, because you were reported on it, that yesterday we issued a statement on Iran in which the Secretary General said he was shocked by the reports of violence and excessive use of force by the Iranian authorities against protesters in multiple locations across the Islamic Republic of Iran. This resulted in scores of deaths and many more injuries to protesters. All Iranians must be able to express their grievances peacefully and without fear of repression. The rights to freedom of expression, freedom of association, and freedom of peaceful assembly, as enshrined in international law, must be respected and fully protected. The Secretary General urges the Iranian authorities to exercise maximum restraint and to refrain from unnecessary or disproportionate use of force. He further urges steps to enable access to information in the country, including restoring communications links. You have been asking me, a number of you, about Sudan and notably the activities of the Secretary General's personal envoy, Ramtam Lamamra. I can tell you that Mr. Lamamra is currently in Cairo until January 15th, and that is to attend the 5th Sudan Consultative Group meeting, which is being hosted by Egypt. The meeting will provide an opportunity for renewed and coordinated international engagements to advance peacemaking efforts in Sudan. On the margins of the meeting, Mr. Lamamra will engage with key regional and international partners. We continue to work closely with all of these partners to support a coordinated approach to ending the conflict in Sudan. And on the ground, things are not getting better. Our humanitarian colleagues warn that escalating insecurity in the Kordofan region is placing civilians under increasing strain, disrupting health services, and triggering a new wave of displacements. In the city of Deepening in South Kordofan State, a medical association in Sudan tells us that 3 major hospitals are now out of service amidst ongoing shelling, and that 4 doctors have reportedly been killed. Continued insecurity and siege-like conditions have severely restricted access to life-saving assistance for civilians trapped in that city. We once again call on all parties to immediately stop attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure. We call on them to respect international humanitarian law, and